Hey everybody, thanks for watching. Again, my name is Ethan Jones. Thanks for watching. So first, I'm just going to tell you a little bit about why I'm doing this video. So about 11 months ago, I was diagnosed with celiac disease. I struggled for many years with kind of unknown symptoms like GI, like I don't know why I'm having these symptoms kind of thing. And they just kept getting, I kept getting more and more of them, and they kept getting more and more severe. So I know there's a lot of people out there that, struggle with IBS type symptoms all the time. And I'm just putting these videos out here so that way you can kind of have an idea like, oh, I can kind of relate to those symptoms. They may not be exactly the same, but they sound pretty similar. So I'm just going to go ahead and put a link in the description below on the celiac test. I also want to put out there, I also have other food intolerances or allergies as well. So that could also be, I'm just putting that out there, maybe I'm having the symptoms from that and not the celiac. And then also I have alpha-gal allergy, which came from a tick bite. So thank you very much, tick. But anyways, so I was just putting that out there, I'll also put in the description below the test for the alpha-gal allergy. So that way you can get the celiac and alpha-gal test done at the same time. And you can figure out whether you have one or the other or neither. So, and then also how I'm doing these. So I'm just doing one video per symptom, just so that way I can go a little bit more detail about it and keep the videos a little bit shorter. And I can, like I said, just kind of go into a little bit more detail about what that symptom is and how it affected me and how long and all that good stuff. So that way I won't leave anything out. So anyways, with that being said, let's move on. And also just a little disclaimer, if you are having some serious issues or, some concerns, I definitely want you to get checked out by a medical doctor, so that way they can diagnose or treat you with anything, okay? So with that being said, let's move on. So first of all, my first symptom was I first noticed in 2017, so about almost 5 years ago now. It was about 4.5 years ago. And at first, it was very alarming. I'd actually been on this long, it was like a week-long baseball trip where we went to like several different cities and saw different teams playing, and my diet was not super great at the time. And I was eating a lot of like, fast food and greasy food. Obviously, I was eating gluten still at the time. And, towards the end of the trip, I kind of felt this pain like a few months prior also, but it was very, very minimal. But during this trip was when it really flared up. And I don't know if you can kind of see, but it was like on the right side, kind of where the gallbladder is, also kind of in the back here, like I don't know what you would call that, but like the bottom of the shoulder blade kind of. And also I can kind of almost feel it in like on my arm too. And it would just kind of like move around. Sometimes it would be, like I said, like around where the gallbladder or liver would be. And then also, like I said, in the bottom of the shoulder blade. So the pain could be very minimal. It could be like a 1 or a 2. And then sometimes it would be so bad I could hardly move. Like I was just frozen. It was so intense. So it was, and also the pain could change. It could be like a stabbing pain, or it could be almost like a squeezing kind of pain, like you're almost being stepped on kind of, or it could also just be very dull and achy kind of feeling. So I really had no clue what this was. And I finished up the trip. I just remember being on a flight home, and I was just like, I didn't know how I was still alive. I was in so much pain. And, I just thought I was going to pass out from the pain and everything. And like, I didn't want to take an ibuprofen or acetaminophen because I felt like that would actually just make it worse. So, like that went on for about 4 or 5 days probably. And I just kind of like eliminated a lot of the crappy food that I was eating and drank more water, and eventually went away. So this pain would kind of come and go on and off for like the next couple of years really, but it was very infrequent. It was like every like 3 to 4, maybe 6 months, I would kind of feel it. And I would kind of notice it was related to my diet. And eventually I did go to the doctor and have it checked. He gave me like, I think at this point, like I was having more of like a different type of pain, but I ended up getting like, you know, H2 blocker with like famotidine. And so anyways, I just want to say moving on like several years down the road. So this was in like 2020, probably around COVID time. The pain had really come back again, and this time it was more of like just a chronic low grade kind of pain. So again, I went to the doctor. You know, I had my, you know, liver enzymes checked and all that good stuff. Nothing there. That was unusual. I will say my triglycerides were a little high. So they were like 250, I think. So that was pretty high. But I did have my gallbladder checked. I had my liver checked through ultrasound. Nothing there. You know, they said I had a mild to moderate fatty liver, which honestly they didn't even tell me. It just kind of came up in the ultrasound report. So really there wasn't any answer there, and they were like, you're fine, you know, just take some painkillers or whatever. I forget exactly what they said, but you know, there wasn't anything else being done at the time. So I was a little frustrated with this, and I just kind of dealt with the pain. And it was like, maybe this is just the way it's supposed to be, you know. And I moved on, like, say, fast forward another year, and this was like when I was diagnosed, and I just had so many symptoms, and that wasn't even like, that pain was going on, but I had so many other things also going on. I just don't even know how I managed to make it through that looking back. So like I said, you know, I didn't have any issues with my gallbladder. I didn't have any liver issues really other than the fatty liver. And like I said, the pain kind of went from the bottom of the shoulder blade around all the way to the front, like in the ribs here. It could be the back of the ribs, it could be the front of the ribs. It could be under my arm also. And it kind of, so it moves around. The pain type changes. It could be, like I said, stabbing. It could be squeezing. It could be a dull ache. And it could come and go. So, like I said, that's my first symptom. I don't know what you want to call it, but it was like a gallbladder or liver slash. Sometimes I thought it was like a fibromyalgia type pain also, just because it was involved the shoulder blade, and I could feel like this. I would move like my arm sometimes, and I could feel like this clicking or like cracking kind of noise in my shoulder. And also, I just want to throw out there, I did have a motorcycle crash in 2014 where I landed on this side, so I don't know if maybe that's also somehow connected, but it's definitely more connected to my diet, because like I said, when I can tell when I eat like refined sugars and really greasy food, and obviously a lot of gluten at the time, it would really flare up quite a bit. So I just want to leave you with that. So anyways, that's it for this symptom anyway. But make sure you subscribe so that way you won't miss future symptom videos I'm putting out. I'm going to try and, these are, like I said, these are quick, so hopefully I'll be putting them out pretty quickly. And these are in no order of importance, like one's no more painful than the other one, or, you know, one came before the other one. So I'm just kind of doing them, making a list and doing them as I think about it. So anyways, you can also check me out on Instagram. It's EthanJones7101. Twitter is ejones7101. I'm pretty active on there, so check me out. I post stuff daily. Anyways, thanks again for watching. See you next time.